productivity, how to get more from the same time and get either the same result or better result. All right. If you are a writer, who's a freelancer, blogger, or if you're in a customer service area where you write a lot of repetitive emails, or if you're a teacher where you kind of work with students and you have to give the same feedback and you type a lot, or in many other professions, maybe you're a software developer and you write user stories on Jira or any other tool, or you're a coder, you reuse a code often. So any time where you type a lot of the same, you probably have a method to not do it. You either copy paste or you have maybe some other tool that helps you fill in quickly. But today, let's talk about a tool that is going to make it a breeze. So it's a tool called TextPlace, and it almost eliminates repetitive typing. Let me show you how. So before I go into the tool, let me tell you what the tool could do. So here I am on ChatGPT, and I've asked ChatGPT to help me develop a video for this YouTube. Of course, I did this an example, and if you're still reading something on my screen, you see that I'm not doing what the script asked me to do, but I want to do something. I want the script to sound more like human. I want this to be smaller paragraphs with bullets. I want to type this command in. Let's see what happens. Ah, I haven't told. What if I could just type those 3 words and say, ChatGPT, could you write more like a human? Could you use smaller paragraphs and break it down and use bullet points as appropriate? This is what I want to show. But I'm really slow at typing and I'm going to take a while. So what if somebody else did it for me and if I could do it in half a second? And this is where a tool like TextPlace comes in. TextPlace is essentially allowing you to write a preset set of text, and it allows you to use that text any way you like in about half a second. Let me show you how. So let's say you are in customer service and you want to write an email that's, you know, while we do that, let's maybe ask ChatGPT to write a welcome email for us. So say, write a welcome email for customers who bought my blogging service. Let's just say that. It doesn't matter what it turns out. What I want to show you is a model that could work for you. It could be a blogging service. I just use that as an example. Maybe you sell a real product. Maybe you sell a subscription. Maybe you sell a email thread, email subscription. You could be doing anything. Look, this is the email you want to write, and you're going to write this over and over and over again. So whenever you do get a new subscriber or customer, you're going to send this email. And of course, in most systems, you would have this automated. But if you don't, TextPlace could help you, and let me show you how. So let's just say, I'm going to say, stop generating, just as an example. So I'm going to say that's the text I want to send. So here I could create a new folder. I'm going to call this folder customer service. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a preset text that is called a snippet. I'm going to call this welcome email. And this is the text that I want to send. And here, what you want to do is when this text copy paste, this is the one area you want to, oops, actually I'm figuring out how to use a keyboard, as you can see. I could see that's where I want my cursor to stop, and I tell you what that means in a second. Cursor. As you can see, I'm a terrible typer. So I want my cursor to stop there. So let's just say welcome email. Let's call it WE. That's the shortcut for it. Okay, so what it does, you could go to any screen that you runs on Chrome, and you can type /WE, and it fills that for you. It remembers formats as well, so you can adjust formats, you can add links to it, and you can format that into a paragraph. The basic things that you could do. You could add superscripts, subscripts, everything. Okay, how does it work? So let's say this is the email client. I use my Gmail as an example. You probably have something else. I do that, and there, as you can see, the cursor stops exactly where I want it to stop, and that's it. And you can do that to any type of repetitive typing, anything that you repeatedly type. So let's just say You could set a template for, let's say, customer service inquiry. You could say, you could create a template that is similar to saying, thank you for reaching out to us. We are looking at your problem, and then you can customize. It's going to take, let's say, 4 days to resolve or 2 hours to resolve. You could customize that, and you could make sure that your cursor stops exactly where you want. So you type the specific number, and then it's off. You could do this. You could use this if you're a email specialist, SEO specialist. If you're going for outreach for a different number of things, you could go for a backlink. You could ask for an appointment. Essentially, wherever you do more of the same, this is just going to help you turn that all into a jiffy. So you could have 10 types of outreach messages that you could set. And you could, of course, develop the message, set the cursor there, use a shortcut, and in your email client, could be Gmail, or for example, it could also be a LinkedIn message. So, it opens on LinkedIn as well. You could say slash your key code, 1 or 2 letters, and then boom, you have your entire text ready there. And it works across the entire Chrome ecosystem. So, whether you use Gmail or LinkedIn or Facebook or anything that opens on Chrome, this works. So how do I use it for blogging? So I'm going to say Ritzler. You see, I just typed in the command, and that command means I ask Jasper to rewrite. Of course, Jasper has a different problem, that's okay. But this is where it could help you. So let me see if I can get this to work on ChatGPT. Yes. ChatGPT is a little tired now, but you can see this is what it can do. So, for example, if you're a blogger, you tend to use the same pattern of commands over a period of time, and you don't have to type them all every time. All right, guys. So think about wherever you type repeatedly, and this is where text plays can make your life very, very easy. And it's free for up to 20 snippets. So when you look at text plays today, you can see that you know it's a pretty affordable, I would think. So if you have, oops, I have to log out and get the pricing. Let me see if I can search it here. Well, it costs close to nothing. It costs $0 a month, so it's practically free for the starter version, and you can have up to 20 snippets and up to 2,500 characters in a snippet. And this is more likely enough for most people. And if you have a pro version, then you could, which is essentially a small team or small business, you could go with 1,000 snippets with up to 2,500 characters in each. And you can also do more. You can add images in the snippet, so it's not just text. You could use more. And then when you have an enterprise version or a business version, which is for small teams and small businesses, you could also share snippets. So if you're a team of, let's say, 10 people, one could create an